deep is your love?
It was all a dream.
Yo, what's up guys, this is Happy Now with another build video, and on this video I'm gonna show you now a few build types of the Dragonunter if you don't have Path of Fire, or if you just don't want to play Path of Fire. You will find here some decent builds with my videos that I'm gonna upload, a few of them for every profession of course. And my third build video will be about the Guardian Dragonhunter, which is also my favorite, and I'm for sure one of the strongest. If not, just watch my videos and you will see how good I am. Dragonhunter can be played on a lot of variants, but I recommend the best one is with the longbow, sword shield, or mace shield. I'm gonna show you now with mace, and after that I'm gonna also show you with the sword, of course. We have here Marauder's Amulet because as a Dragonhunter your role is to be a DPS player. You can be a team player plus a solo player because you can take most 1v1s. You can also be really helpful for your allies with your virtues, with your what abilities do you have? Yeah, you only with your virtues, but you can also, for example, symbol of energy, knock back enemies. You can apply Aegis to them. Yeah, a lot of things as the Guardian. So the build, by the way, as you can see it here, the runes and the sigils can be used what you prefer better. Those sigils and runes, and this rune that I'm using, is for me the most preferred one. And if you want to be a good Dragonhunter player, you can watch this and maybe use the same. Deal 5% extra damage to targets below 50% health. This is just a damage bonus that you get when the enemy has less than 50% HP. Sigil of Revocation, on hit remove a boon. This is just there because it is pretty nice. You have a long range and you can just auto attack the enemy, and every 10 seconds you will remove a boon. And hopefully the best boon that we can remove is stability, so we can knock back the enemy and interrupt him when he tries to heal or stuff like that. Sigil of Intelligence and Sigil of Energy on the Mace and Shield, because we have a lot of condition cleanse, so we don't really need Sigil of Cleansing. The Sigil of Energy is pretty nice because it allows us almost to dodge one more time. It gives only half bar of your endurance back, but it is more than enough. And as the Guardian, we are lacking on sustain. We have less low defense currently, but having an extra dodge can save your life a lot of times, as it does to me. Then Sigil of Intelligence is pretty strong. It will give you a guaranteed 100% critical hit chance with your next 3 attacks while swapping to Mace and Shield. And just quickly to show it to you, we dodge here, we swap, and as you can see here we gain an endurance boost back, so we can dodge almost one more time. And we gain this critical hit icon there. We will crit the next 3 attacks. So why it is so important to crit the next 3 attacks? The most important thing is here Protector's Strike. You can see it here, 1.4k damage. It shows only like that, but you can see it here the normal damage of the mace is 583, and this third attack, Protector's Strike, hits up to 3 times harder. And especially if you crit this attack, you can hit up to 6 or 7k depending on your might stacks, and if you crit. You can crit with this attack up to 7k, I would say. Even more if you get 25 might stacks, but as a Guardian it is not so... you are not able to get so much might. And that's what makes this Sigil of Intelligence so important. I'm gonna talk about the skills a little bit later. Let's just go on with the build. Rune of Rage. It is really strong because every time we use a meditation skill in combination with our build, we will get Fury. And you can see it here. We get it for 5 1/4 second, which is, yeah, we are able to get, I would say, permanent Fury with this build and with this rune. You can see it here, 25% chance on the 4th slot when struck to gain Fury for 15 seconds, which is really nice. For 15 seconds Fury, the cooldown of Smite condition is 16 seconds, and if we combine it, 15 seconds Fury plus 5 seconds Fury, 20 seconds Fury. And during that, The cooldown of the skill of the fourth slot here has only 10 seconds, and then again after 10 seconds you get the 15 seconds fury again, so you will have for sure permanent fury, and permanent have a higher crit chance, as you can see here, 74% crit chance, which is pretty nice. Also the good thing here is fury duration has a 30% longer fury duration on you. Also when your allies apply it to you, you will get a 30% higher fury duration. And the good thing here is you get a 5% damage boost when you attack with that, if you have fury. Yeah, your power is not so high, but you don't really need it because we will crit a lot. We have a high critical hit chance and it deals a lot of damage. Now to the build: Valor, Virtues and Dragonhunter. This is the most common one and the best one to play Dragonhunter for all the builds with longbow, I would say. Valor is here for the meditation traits. You have Smiter's Boon when you use a healing skill, which is this one here that I'm using Shelter, but I'm going to show you also the other ones. Just quickly get out of the fight. Every time we use the healing skill, we will get an extra additional smite condition, so you can read it here. We will remove up to 2 conditions, damage the enemy if we have conditions, plus also damage the enemy if we don't have any conditions, plus get a 2k extra healing, plus get this 5 1/4 second fury, and I already mentioned the 2 condition cleanses, yeah. Deal more damage if a condition is here, yeah. And it hits up to 5 enemies, yeah, this is also something that you don't, no one mentioned it, but it is clear. Gain Aegis when you are struck while below the health threshold. This is every 30 seconds. It will refresh every 30 seconds. Every time our HP is under 50% HP, we will get an extra Aegis, which blocks 1 attack. I just will mention all now because some people like it if I talk about all the things that the build offers you. Courage's Return. Virtue of Courage is recharged when you revive an ally or rally yourself, which is the Virtue of Courage. Yeah, this one here. If you use the shield, which you should do, Virtue 3, and start razzing an ally, if you make the razz, if you are not able to revive the ally, it will not affect anything. You will get Virtue 3 Shield of Courage up again. That's why it's also really important when you revive an ally to activate Shield of Courage, because it gives you protection, stability, retaliation for the downed ally as well. Plus the shield will block attacks, so you are able to save Raz, I will say, if you block incoming DPS. This is nice to know, by the way, because a lot of Dragon Hunters just never use Shield 3 while reviving. They just wait till the enemy is attacking, but use it before the enemy's attack so you can block the incoming attacks and you can revive your ally better and faster because he gets no damage, and you will make the res easier. Stalwart Defender, a must-have. Gain toughness when wielding a shield, and shield skills gain reduced recharge. The toughness is not so important, but the 20% reduced recharge is pretty nice. You can see it here 16 and 20 seconds, or 19 you can say it here. Normally 24 and 20 seconds. This makes it pretty strong because shield 4 deals good damage. It has a good range. You can see it here, the range until here. So if you're fighting on a point, you will hit most enemies. Plus you will apply protection and Aegis to one ally of you. On my last video you saw it how I applied Aegis to an ally thief, and the enemy Scourge was attacking him and he just got an extra block from the attack. Then we get shield 5, which is also pretty nice because it is this bubble. It absorbs incoming projectiles, plus it can heal you, plus it can knock back, so it's really important to use Stalwart Defender. Gain might when you block attacks, which is every time we use block 3, and normally every time we block an attack with Aegis. It should be also like that, but I'm not so sure. I haven't watched that so much. Meditation skills, Monk's Focus. Meditation skills heal you, grant fury to nearby allies as well, and gain reduced recharge. And you can see tier 1, 2, 3, and the 4th smite condition with the trait here. we have 1, 2, 3, 4 meditation skills, and they all have a 20% less recharge rate, reduced recharge, which is pretty nice. Virtues. On virtues we can either go with unscathed contender, which is a little bit tricky to use because Aegis blocks only one attack, and if Aegis is removed, you will not this trait will affect nothing to you. So it is important to know when and how to use it. For example, I like to use it most of the times when using shield 3 to block attacks and having Aegis and then attack, because the incoming attacks will be blocked from the shield and we get the damage boost from 20%, so we can just kill the enemies. This can be also pretty good used at the beginning of the fight if you keep the distance and the enemies are not focusing you. So the enemies are chasing an ally of your team, and you can just keep the distance and auto attack and have the permanent 20% damage boost. Otherwise, you can also play, if you don't like this so much, because you have this feeling, I don't know, I can't hold Aegis up so good, I don't know how to use it, it is so tricky. You should go with retaliatory subconscious, every 30 seconds cooldown. This is every time you get stunned, dazed and stuff like that, you will get retaliation and an extra Aegis. It has a 30 seconds cooldown, but yeah, mostly I recommend really this one because you will learn how to use it properly. When you get Aegis, for example, you just can block the enemy, you can pull him, you can apply yourself Aegis again, knock the enemy away, auto attack, and there are a lot of things that you can use to get the effect of this trait here. I forgot to use to talk about this. Inspired virtue. Every virtue that we use will apply a boon like it's shown here. Virtue 1 might, virtue 2 regeneration, virtue 3 protection to us. You can see it here. When I activate virtue 1, we should gain might and retaliation. Then the next one, virtue of retribution. Gain retaliation when you activate a virtue. Retaliation you grant has increased duration. This is strong if you're playing core guardian with the retaliation trait, so you will crit more and have a longer retaliation duration and so on and so on, but on this build it's not so important. But it is good to know retaliation reflects the incoming damage, which is also nice. Some enemies die by that, but not in PvP, not so much. Absolute resolution, it is for Wings of Resolve. It will remove on use 3 conditions, plus the passive effect is stronger. How much healing do you get? 84 healing per second, and if you have this on, you have a 300 healing per second. Or what does it say? Every 3 seconds. Okay, so every second you have 105 healing. So the good thing here is, with the Wings of Resolve, you have an ally who's having trouble with the conditions, or he needs healing. You can use the virtue 2 to just jump to him, and you can see it here. He got affected by only regeneration because he had no conditions. He had max healing. We will heal him. We will remove 3 conditions from him, and this is something that you have to do if you are fighting on a team fight. Power of the virtues, deal increased damage for each boon on you. Virtues gain reduced recharge. This is almost a trait from the Revenant. For each boon we deal 1% more damage. We will have most of the times 3 boons, so up to 3% more damage standard, but it's not so much. And yeah, the virtues have reduced recharge, which is nice to have because, as you see, Wings of Resolve have a 25 seconds cooldown. They can be used for mobility, to heal your allies, or to heal yourself. Yeah, just like that. Then we have Indomitable Courage. Virtue 3 applies stability to you for 4 seconds, and it has the Aegis refresh has a shorter cooldown. As you can see it here, 30 seconds. Normally it has 40. Yeah, I was almost saying over 40, but it should be 40. Yes, 40 seconds. Next one, Longbow Proficiency, Heart of Thorns. You need the expansion to get this. We are able to now use the longbow, and our virtues got changed like this. We get here Spear 1. Virtue 2 is Wings of Resolve, which allows us to jump, to remove immobilize, and to heal, and it is a leap finisher. and Shield of Courage, which blocks attacks. This is now new. It's not so new because Heart of Thorns is a long time ago, but the virtues just changed from the core type. We use Piercing Light. Traps gain reduced recharge and slow enemies. The slow is also kinda decent. Before that it was a stun, but I also like the slow. The traps have reduced recharge. We are only using one trap active, and the passive one we will have a passive one. Test of Faith, 24 seconds, which is short duration. Lay a trap that creates a ring of weapons that punishes enemies that attempt to cross their threshold. This is pretty nice. I'm just gonna quickly show it to you here. If an enemy is inside, he will not get damaged, but if we push him out of this, okay, we are not able to push him, we can pull, okay, it's a little bit too late. If enemies cross those swords, they will get cripple, slow. We will get when the trap triggers, we will get also protection. And what I wanted to say is when the enemies cross the trap, they will get damage every time they cross. It has no cooldown normally, but sometimes it just does not work properly. It is bugged sometimes, but most of the times you can, let's say, walk 3 times inside, outside of the trap, and you will get 3 times damaged, but it's sometimes bugged. I don't know why. The second trap is Hunter's Determination. It has a 60 seconds cooldown, which is 1 minute, a little bit long, I know, but I don't know, it is nice to have. It had a shorter cooldown, but I don't know why they made 1 minute. I'm not sure. Deal increased damage to crippled foes. Just as passive effect cripples enemies. This could be also nice to have. Or the shield block. Shield of Courage gains increased radius and duration. Hunter's Determination is just nice to have because we have no stability skills, only Virtue 3. And if this one pops up, we will have for 5 seconds stability. This is especially nice if we have it on an entry fight and the enemy thief steals onto us, or I don't know. Because most of the times as the Dragonunter you can avoid every stun, or most stuns. And if you have a safe trap that will heal yourself up, better said, give you stability to survive a little bit longer, you have Hunter's Determination. I will say you can change it for Cealot's Aggression, because when you spear an enemy, you will cripple him passively, and you will have this 10% damage boost, which is pretty nice. And on cripple, enemies will not be able to run away so fast. Could be also another option since they make the trap 1 minute, but I can work with this. The good thing here on the trap is it will give you not just only stability, but it applies also 3 fragments of Aegis, which is really nice. You can just walk into them and gain Aegis every time the enemy attacks you. For example, you have no dodges, the enemy attacks you, you run into the next Aegis, he attacks you again, you will get the attack blocked, and so on and so on. So you can block 4 attacks with your own Aegis and getting the 3 extra ones. Deal bonus damage based on your distance to the enemy. If the enemy is above 600 distance, as you can see here, auto attack is 1.2k, 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 1.2k range. With almost any attack, if we have a little bit of distance, if the enemy is here, we will deal more damage. Maybe let's just show it to you here. 900, 900, and if we get closer, we will get the known damage boost like that. And if we go again on the distance, we will get the 13% damage boost. Yeah, the last one, Heavy Light, every 10 seconds, short cooldown. Deflecting shot knocks back enemies on each hit, gains stability when knocking back, launching or pulling an enemy. This is like this. If we do that, we get for 6 seconds stability, and it is pretty nice because it has a 10 seconds cooldown. We will get it so therefore a lot of times. I'm also not so sure if it also works with the shield block, but I'm just gonna test it out now. Here we go. I'm gonna show you how to kill Chieftain Mutahin effectively with your trap usage. And I don't let's just go ahead. We can auto attack this guy, he will get this one, we block the attack, and now we can knock him away out of the trap, but it is not triggering, I don't know why. Now it should have triggered, but you can see it here. We block the attack, and now we have Aegis, we apply Fury, we can now block. We can now use the healing skill, knock this guy away, and as you can see here, we have permanent max HP while attacking this guy. And this is maybe how you can finish him off. Normally, because it is only the testing area here, normally if he crosses the trap he will get damaged, but on this area it just fails a lot of times. I don't know why. It should normally work, but ArenaNet is not caring about PvP at all, so never mind. Yeah, to the build, as I said, we can play with Mace. Mace is there for the survivability. Mace has to offer only normally Protector Strike, but it is so strong, it saved my allies and myself so many times. It applies huge damage, and the auto attack is also pretty decent. You can see it here. The first attack deals almost 600, the second one has a almost 200 attack boost, and the third one gives you almost 500 more damage output plus an extra healing. Symbol of Faith is also nice to have. It deals damage 5 times, plus it will give you a little bit of regeneration. And in combination, if you have a downed enemy, you can just lay it down like this, go on longbow 4 like this, and just auto attack them. You have 2 symbols that will deal a lot of damage to a downed enemy, and your enemies, the other enemies won't be able to res so fast like that. The next thing is, with the sword you can also swap the shield, but shield is probably, should be, not probably, is better. But you can also go with shield and focus to have a little bit more aggression on your build, because you have here sword 2 that will port you to a point, plus it will blind the enemy, and you have Pay of Judgment, which is also a nice blind for more than one enemy. Or if you activate it, we need the target like this. Quickly just go again and against this guy. If we attack with focus 4, we will blind the enemy not only once but twice. And now you can see it here. We can go like this, attack the guy, we can knock him away, and as now you saw it, the trap dealt damage to this guy, and when he walks inside of it he will attack again. And now we have Aegis, we can get the 20% damage boost. We block that attack, and now we can just do this. As you can see it here, sword and focus offers you some different things. Shield offers you more survivability again. I say again because focus offers you Shield of Wrath, which is pretty strong. It blocks for 4 seconds 3 attacks, plus when it pops it is a blast finisher. If you have a water field you will get area healing, plus it deals heavy damage to enemies, and it has a shorter cooldown. No, not shorter cooldown, but also a short cooldown. The point here is sword and focus is good, better to apply damage and to be more effective on 1v1s. My variant is slower. You have almost no mobility, only Wings of Resolve, and you should not just randomly spam them. But the survivability, and with a Sigil of Intelligence, it is really heavy hitting machine, the Mace 3. So the next thing is you can also go with the Rune of the Pack, for example, where like this. You will get the extra additional damage, plus if you activate Fury now, we will have it for how much seconds? For 4 seconds, I guess. Yeah, should be 4 seconds. Every time we have now meditations, we will get a 4 seconds boost, and we almost have a 80% crit chance, plus some higher base damage output. This can be also used, otherwise maybe Rune of the Air or something like that, but I like the Rage one because it gives you some more ferocity. So if you crit, we will apply heavier crit damage, especially with the Mace 3, because I just enjoy that damage. When an enemy thief or something like that attacks me with pistol 3, I remove the blind and then hit him with Protector Strike, and he gets so much damage, man. It is so fun to watch. So yeah, to the skills that you can use, you have 2 options for the healing skill. I like Shelter because it's the best healing skill for the Guardian. It will block all attacks for 2 seconds. Of course not unblockable attacks. Plus heal you for how much should it be? 6,500 HP, which is almost, I know it's not almost, but 40% of your max HP. The good thing here, as you can see here, you have the animation where you can see how long you will block an attacks. The next thing that you can use is purification. It is a trap, it has a shorter cooldown, and it will heal you more. You can see it here, it will heal you automatically 7k, should be 7k healing. It will apply damage and it will trigger regeneration when the enemy walks into your trap. So you get not only the 7k healing, no, it should be 9k, because also smite condition, I forgot to mention that. You will get 9k healing, remove 2 conditions, get the regeneration boon, slow the enemy and blind him, so it has so many things to offer. But for survivability I recommend shelter, also for newer players who are struggling staying alive. Shelter is the best one to have for survivability. Smite condition is a must-have in any Dragonunter build because it has the shortest cooldown and the best effects on the game ever. Short cooldown is the number 1 reason. The number 2 reason is it removes 2 conditions. The third reason is it will give you healing and fury. And the fourth reason is it can deal heavy damage if you remove a condition and an enemy is nearby. It will deal a lot of damage to the enemy. Contemplation of purity. I will say it is a must-have if you are playing against more than one condition player, which means if you have 2 scourges or 1 scourge and 2 mirages. I don't know the current meta condi builds, I don't know all of them, but if you have more than 1 condition player, I recommend to use this one because of the 3 reasons. Number 1 reason, 2k healing fury. Number 2 reason, it is a stunbreaker, and as you all know, I recommend to have at least 1 stunbreaker in your build. And the third reason is it will convert all conditions into boons, which is so nice. It saved my ass so many times. Every time I was like 5k HP, the enemies condi bombing me, I use Contemplation of Purity, Renewed Focus, and I'm almost on max HP again. I have so many boons and I can do so many things. The other one is Contemplation, no Judge's Intervention, which is a stunbreaker plus port to the enemies, which in combination, I will say, you can also use it with the mace, but in combination I will use Sword Shield plus Judge's Intervention to be faster on the point. For example, let's go like this. I want to be here because the enemy is decapping my point, and I can go like this, and we are on the enemy here. This was a distance from 1.2k and 600, 1.8k distance. As you saw, I was here and the enemy was decapping the point. With my mace build, you are not able to run so fast without those 2 skills. But the problem here is Judge's Intervention will port you to the enemy, and it is not always good to have a port to the enemy. And if you have no target, you can just stun break with it. You have to have a target, otherwise you can't use Judge's Intervention, which is also some kind of stupid. It applies also a little bit damage and burning, but the burning is not so important on this one. I like to use Judge's Intervention and Sword if we play on Battle of Kylo, because we can port inside of the clock tower with either Sword 2 or with Judge's Intervention, which is so nice to have. Otherwise, yeah, use Contemplation of Purity if you have trouble against condition players. Test of Faith is also a must-have because it is the only thing that will allow you to kill enemies fast if they don't have stability. If an enemy has 5k HP, you activate the trap, knock him out of it with either shield or with deflecting shot, or you can also then Spear of Justice the enemy, for example like this. You can spear him and okay, this game is just bugged. He should be speared here and then you can knock him away. What I'd like to do is activate Test of Faith, knock back the enemy with this one, swap to longbow, spear the enemy. When speared, he tries to run away, but the spear is unblockable, the pull is unblockable, so we can pull him again into the trap, and then with immediately deflecting shot, so we will have Test of Faith damage 3 times of the damage, and the enemies should all be dead. But you can choose now, if you have only, let's say, one scourge or something like that, you don't really need to say, I need the Condi cleanse now, I need to use contemplation of purity. You can just go for the other one here. Or what you can do also is, if you have, let's say, but you have to be sure, if you have 0 condition enemies, you can also go with double trap. I don't recommend full trap, guys, by the way. Don't play full trap guardian, it is just trash. If you play it like this, you can go like this one. Let's just kill this guy, Chieftain Utahan. We can kill beasts, for example, faster by doing this. And you can see it here, 4.5k mace 3. We apply Aegis. We can now knock this guy away. He runs that, and he's dead. Yeah. Procession of blades. Sorry for my bad English. I want to know all the words perfectly, but sometimes I just fail. This one here is really strong if you are able to down enemies pretty fast. If you have a downed enemy and you activate this and your 2 symbols, the enemies will never be able to get a res, especially because you will knock them away, and if they try again to res, they will just have this for how many seconds? It says no second timer, okay. It should normally have. For 2 seconds or 3 seconds it will deal 10 times damage, and the damage is so high. It is so annoying. Yeah, what can I say? Full trap, I don't recommend full trap. The cooldown of the Fragments of Faith. Yeah, you can see it here. Fragments of Faith had normally 36 seconds cooldown, but a lot of people were complaining, so that's why they made on the build 1 minute. If you have struggle keeping up with the stability, you can also go with Stand Your Ground, which is also pretty nice because it will also give stability to your allied friends, and they will have stability. They can save res, or they can use their healing skill, because with stability they will not get knocked back or something like that, interrupted. Renewed Focus is also must have because it will renew all your virtues. You can see it here, once used it will remove. It will heal you because it is a meditation for 2k. It will give you fury, and of course it will block all attacks, also the unblockable. You can see it here, it is a unique skill. For 3 seconds it will block all incoming damage. It will not block the conditions that are on you. The damage from those conditions will be still applied to you, but it will block all incoming other conditions, even those who are unblockable. For example, the marks of the necros will be still blocked, or unblockable attacks from the warrior. Let's say he uses Signet of Strength and attacks you with F1 attack. That attack will also be blocked for 3 seconds. And yeah, those are the 2 types of the Dragonunter. I hope you just learned something about it. And now I wanted to finish the video, but I forgot to talk about the skills. So the things that you can do or should do, let's go with this one here. We can, as I said it, apply this one, Test of Faith. Let's go for my build. And pull, no, it's not like this. Pull the enemy, knock him away, so you will get 1 times damage. Normally what I wanted to show you is pull the enemy on an activated trap, which will deal damage to the enemy when he gets inside of the trap. And then when you knock him out of it, you will be able to apply a second time damage onto him, which is pretty nice. Or what you can do also is like this. Just go ahead, 3, spear him fast, and he tries to run away, and then you can just pull him and then again knock him away. So you have the trap damage 3 times, as I mentioned it earlier. The next thing is use your shield to give protection and Aegis to your allies, and also Protector Strike near your allies like this. If the enemy attacks them, you will block maybe the attack and you will get the protection and Aegis, so your ally is a little bit safer from that. Shield of Absorption can also be used to interrupt healing, or just like this, and you can run away with it. If an enemy druid is chasing you with a longbow, you will get healed by that. The next thing is, Yeah, you can go with true shot and then just interrupt the true shot, so it will bring most good enemies to dodge your attack. You can just interrupt it and the enemy wastes a dodge. The good combo is true shot with deflecting shot. It goes like this: deflecting shot and immediately longbow 2 to get a safe attack with it. And longbow 2 has a strong damage normally, but it got nerfed as well. Then next thing is speared enemies will be revealed for 6 seconds, so keep in mind to reveal either druids or thief players. Also some holosmiths if they use their elixir. Yeah, the pool is unblockable. This is also something that you have to know. Wings of Resolve, don't just use it for yourself, just jump to your ally and heal him up again. And then when you res, you can activate shield and immediately start resing, because when you activate Shield of Courage you will get Aegis for you and your downed ally, protection and stability plus retaliation. The good thing is when you block the attacks, when you block the attacks, all incoming damage and even those, you will block all attacks, only the unblockable not. But you can save res an ally like that. And with the build, as I already mentioned, Shield of Courage will get refreshed again and you will be able to use it one more time. So maybe after the revive you can use it again and give the downed ally stability so he can safely use his healing skill and be healed up again like that. Yeah, basically that was it. The strengths of the Dragonunter, of my build better said: you have high survivability and you can sustain a lot of conditions because you have 2 condi cleans, 4, all, 3. You have so many condition cleanses. You have Aegis which blocks condi bombs. Yeah, you have so many things to keep up your gameplay. You are good in team fights. Solo, you can do all the things with the Dragonunter. You can also have a decent mobility with the sword and judge's intervention, but you have to find your own gameplay style. And now, as always, if you want to see gameplay, just leave a comment down on the video. And I hope you enjoyed this video, the builds, and I hope you will enjoy Dragonunter gameplay even through Path of Fire is Out, Firebrand, and so on and so on. Now, as always, that was Happy No guys. You will see 3 of my other videos. And you can also subscribe to my channel only if you like to. If not, don't do it. I really appreciate all of you who watch my videos, and I see you on my next videos. Bye bye guys. That was Happy No.